What is up, my friends? Welcome to another edition of Drafting with Numot. We got another Ixalan draft coming for you guys. And, well, recently we've been winning a lot more in this format, which, I still think the format's kind of crappy. The last draft I 3-0'd with, it was a triple Mark of the Vampire, triple Jade Guardian, all-in hexproof lifelinker deck. And I think that just happens too much in this format. But, you know, we've been improving our win rate, so let's see if this draft can really show that fact, or if I end up straying way too far away, staying open for too long, and drafting a complete mess. We'll see. Stay tuned. All right, my friends, here we are for our Ixalan draft. And what do we open? A pretty stanky rare. Cards I'm looking at here: Lightning Strike, Fire Cannon Blast, and Pirate's Cutlass are basically the only three picks I would take pack one here. And I think Lightning Strike's probably just the pick. I can definitely see taking Cutlass as it lets you stay more open, but Lightning Strike, versatile removal spell that also goes to the face. And the thing is, removals in this format is quite poor, which means combat tricks are much better, and Lightning Strike just has huge blowout potential. So let's go ahead and take the strike and see what we can follow up from there. It looks like it's going to be a Territorial Hammer Skull very easily. This is just one of the premium commons in the format. You know, and in a format, like I was just saying, where removal is poor, combat tricks are king, Territorial Hammer Skull really makes the racing opportunity just that much better. Other good cards in this pack: Seeker Squire, Thundering Spineback, Skullduggery, but I think this is a pretty easy Territorial Hammer Skull. And, you know, Red-White Dinos, I think, is one of the better archetypes in this format, should you get the correct pieces. And a lot of times you get late pick Sky Tears because nobody wants to take a red-white 2-drop, which means that you just happily take them all. All right, well, you know what's better than one Territorial Hammer Skull? Two Territorial Hammer Skull. I think this is just an amazing pick. I don't think you would take anything else in this pack. That being said, Inspiring Cleric, very good. Surprisingly very good. Because of this racing format, gaining 4 life is huge, often buys you a lot of time or another turn. Teardown Knight, also a fine option in the red-white deck, if we end up going red-white. All I know for sure is that, well, 2 Hammer Skulls makes me want to play white. What are we going to follow that up with? Ooh. Drover of the Mighty, Teardown Knight, or a Shining Aerosaur. Now this is some real options, because I could definitely just take one of these white cards and stay white, which we know we for sure can play, or I can take the Drover of the Mighty here, which is just the nut green 2-drop in the Dino strategy. This is actually a really interesting choice here. Because taking the Drover definitely has higher upside, but given what we have, we know for sure that we're likely to play Teardown Knight and Shining Aerosaur. I think the 2-drop is just better, though. Like, I would much rather have a 2-drop than a 4-drop or a 5-drop, which I think are replaceable in the format. So we'll take the Drover and see if we end up moving into green in some capacity. Kinjali's Collar, Vampire Zeal, Pounce. Pretty easily just going to take the Vampire Zeal here. Like I mentioned earlier, combat tricks are just king in this format, and Zeal is definitely a good one. Follow that up with either a Ravenous Daggertooth or a Tishana's Wayfinder. Both fine. I don't think I'm going to take any of these red cards here. I think the green cards are just better. Daggertooth has more synergy, but I think Wayfinder is generally a better card overall, and so I'll take the Wayfinder. I'm not saying I'm not going to be playing red here. It's just it looks like I might be moving into green-white as opposed to white-red. That third pick, or rather the fourth pick, Drover, I think a pretty big signal. Yeah, can't be upset with where we started. I generally don't like splashing in draft unless you're playing blue or black, which gives you most of those treasure cards. Or if you're playing green and pick up, you know, multiple New Horizons or whatever, in which case you're drafting a very different deck than the one that I'm drafting. So we will see. We will see. Pick number 7 is the pick coming up. And Again, Pounce has just gone down, down, down in my opinion. I think this is just a very easy Raptor companion. And take note of the Cobbled Wings because I feel like basically every single Dino deck wants a Cobbled Wings, but I'm not going to pass a 2-drop here. Good start to a draft. We're going to be looking to pick up some more Vampire Zeals. We're going to be looking to pick up some Crash the Ramparts for sure. 8th pick Grazing Whiptail, just very, very solid green Dino. Stops a lot of people in their tracks. And yeah, we are looking quite good. Daggertooth on the wheel, certainly a fine one to have. Haven't drafted green-white dinos too frequently, but you generally go a little bit bigger. A lot of the green-white dinos decks are running Kinjali's Collars, and then you ramp up into things like, for example, Thundering Spineback, sometimes even the Belligerent Brontodon. I'm not going to take the second Ravenous here. There are better 3-drops that we can pick up, and I already have 4. I'm going to take the Slash of Talons. Unknown Shores for potential splashing. Cobbled Wings on the wheel is actually real interesting because there's an Imperial Lancer in the pack with it. I haven't played with Lancer, but I've seen people use it to decent effect, especially in a green-white deck where you have a lot of the combat tricks. I think I'm going to take the safe pick with the Cobbled Wings, but don't sleep on the Lancer. I think that could definitely have a home in some version of this deck. And you know what? Pack 1 went splendidly. I first pick a Lightning Strike, but we moved into white, and then we got a lot of good green cards after the fact, so I'm liking our position here. In a pack where, well, we opened a white rare, and it's a good rare. It's just, I'm not sure I want to take it here? Question mark? The thing is, it's kind of a card that your opponent not must deal with, but they always want to deal with it, right? Just the potential for Maverick Fane to continuously get value and produce 1/1 lifelinking tokens is I think worth it here, overtaking, say, the Grazing Whiptail or the Diviner. Also a consideration for maybe splashing the Shapers of Nature, but we'll take the Maverick Fane. Into a 3rd Territorial Hammerskull. You know, I think if you're a white drafter, you're pretty happy to get one of these. The fact that I have 3 is kind of absurd, and now basically I just want to take every single 2-drop that I see and every combat trick that I see, so maybe Wheel Crash the Ramparts if we're lucky. Boom, Bishop Soldier, that's perfect. I'm not going to go big in this deck. We're just going to stay low to the ground, and this is a great 2-drop. It's just so annoying in conjunction with combat tricks. It really puts the life race in your favor. And, you know, it's great with Maverick Fane as well, so can't complain. I think this is an awesome green-white deck so far. We're missing like a Pious Interdiction or an Ixali's Binding, but otherwise, you know, the start that we have is pretty good. Another interesting pick here, as I can take another 3-drop Inspiring Cleric, or I can take the Skyblade of the Legion, which does get better now that I have Maverick Fane. Plus, like I mentioned, I just want to curve out with 2-drops into 3-drops. I think I'm still going to take the Cleric here. I'm not really considering the Atsakin Archer in this deck, but I think it's close. The 1/3 flyer does surprising work. Paladin the Bloodstained over Looming Altasaur. Good top end curve. We're actually drafting a decent number of vampires at this point, and wow, that second Vampire Zeal is real nice. I think I actually have, what, 4 or 5 vampires now, and Vampire Zeal I was just going to play in my Dinos deck anyway. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have 4 vampires. 3, 4, 5, 6 dinos. This is just looking like a very solid deck to me. I'm not huge on Legion's Judgment. White has access to better removal. I think we want to just take the Paladin the Bloodstained number 2. Again, decent creature, good for curve purposes. Works well with Maverick Fane. Yeah, the fact that I don't have too many off-color cards in my sideboard, or any cards in my sideboard, really tells you that this was the place to be. Surprising to see a Priest of the Awakening Sun here. Again, passing Pounces, I don't think it's very good. Priest of the Awakening Sun is very good in this racing format. Like, if you play it turn 1, you're just going to gain a lot of life over the course of the game. I think people are not taking this highly enough. Nor do I think One with the Wind should still be in this pack, but we'll take the Legion's Judgment for the sideboard. Yeah, another Verdant Rebirth. Actually, no, we'll take Field of Ruin. Probably not playing Belligerent Brontodon. We're aggressive green-white. We're not the slow, dirtily green-white. It's kind of a non-bow with Son of Mana creatures. Like, it's good with the Territorial Hammer Skulls, but it's bad with, like, Cleric, the Paladin. Terrible with the Raptor Companion. Looking good so far. Second Cobbled Wings. Almost certainly not running 2. Yeah, I mean, Looming Altasaur, Belligerent Brontodon, you got yourself a 4-mana 7/7, and we're not talking about Hearthstone. It's all good, though. Like, we're at 19 playables, and there's still another pack to go. So this might be a pick that people find very awkward. I'm taking Skyblade of the Legion here. I mentioned it before. I just want more 2-drops to curve out into. This is looking like a 16 land deck right now. And even though Conqueror's Galleon is very powerful, it's just super slow. I'm taking the Skyblade of the Legion. Well, this pack is very unfortunate. The only card we have in green or white is the Paladin of the Bloodstained. Sorry, that's not true. I guess there's a Commune with Nature here, or Commune with Dinosaurs here. I guess that's perfectly fine in our deck. Finding a land or a Territory Hammer Skull seems pretty good. Kinjali Sunwing, beautiful. This card is so annoying as well. Kind of like a Hammer Skull in the fact that it just makes it so your opponent has a very hard time blocking, and it turns any racing situation just so much more in your favor. All right. I need to find 1 or 2 more combat tricks or Pious Interdiction / removal spells, but this deck looks very good to me. Very, very good. You might not think it looks great. You might think the creature quality is quite low, but remember, I have 3 Territorial Hammer Skulls to tap stuff down, and I have multiple combat tricks, as well as ways to give the creatures evasion. The only card that... Well, no, that's not true. Shaper's Sanctuary is actually a very, very good sideboard card. And we're not running New Horizons in this deck, so we'll take the Shaper's Sanctuary. Another dead pack here for us. I could take Sunrise Seeker as just a top-end card. That or Crushing Canopy, and I think I like the Canopy a little bit more. Just looking for a few more playables. Just a few more playables. We are so close to getting that premium deck. Looking at the cards I've taken, though, I mean, I didn't really have to play green either. Could have almost built a mono white deck if I would really tried. Pick number 6 here of this last pack. Pretty happy to take a Sheltering Light. The card has always impressed me, and it's great with triple Hammer Skull. Alright, looking for maybe 1 more playable. I think the most awkward card in my deck is definitely the Grazing Whiptail. The double green is kind of awkward when it looks like I might only be running like 7 forests. I don't think we want 2 Cobbled Wings, though. Only other consideration maybe the Legion's Judgment or the Crushing Canopy. Alright, boom, there it is. We found another 3-drop if we want. Emissary of Sunrise. Pretty good creature. Other consideration, Vampire Zeal. I think it's probably pretty close, honestly. Oh. Is it weird if I take Vampire Zeal over Emissary of Sunrise? Look how many 3-drops I already have. That's probably crazy. But I think it's close. Crazy, but close. What I really want to do here is cut the green. I have 5 green cards, and they're not really adding much to my deck. But I don't know if I can find enough playables if I cut... Oh my. Another Emissary of Sunrise? Okay. That might be the start to our mono white deck. We would probably add in the Legion's Judgment. We might run the elaborate fire cannon. I mean, I'd have to make some sacrifices, but like the green is just not there really, you know? Is this good in our deck? Probably not. Like, maybe run the Looming Allosaur and the Prying Blade. Is this crazy? Am I crazy for thinking this might be a thing? This might be a thing. The only card that looks really suspect here is the Looming Allosaur. I think everything else is surprisingly okay. Although if I'm doing this, then it's probably just right to splash like the Lightning Strike off of a few mountains. And cut the Looming Allosaur. If I was to actually do this. Yeah, you know what? I think this might be right. I think this might be right. Just run like 4. Four mountains. I kind of like this, chat. Or not chat. Jeez, I'm in my Twitch mode. I kind of like this, guys. Kind of like this. I'm going to try this out. Let's save this and go play round 1. Let's see how this deck does. Alright, here we are for the first match with our basically mono-white deck splashing for Lightning Strike. Let's go on the play and... well, can't really keep 1-landers in any situation, so let's ship it down to 6. Pretty good 6. Would really love to find a 2-drop creature here, but definitely not mulliganing this hand. And I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to play it safe and keep the land number 3 on top. All right, mountain the start from OP. Play at our mountain. Depending on what they do, I might actually Lightning Strike a turn 2 play here. Yeah, oh, I'm definitely killing Otepic Huntmaster. That card just enables so much in the red-green Dinos deck. And I'm actually just going to lead with Sunwing. It's not as much damage as Cleric or Emissary, but it's much more likely to get in for damage. Well, they didn't kill it. So that's good. Let's attack in for 2. And I think we'll lead with Emissary here just to filter our next draw. Happens to be a land, so good. Got a little bit of payoff there. The first striker is better when I have Slash of Talons in my hand than playing out the 3-2, which probably just gets eaten by a 3-4. Ooh, Ixali's Diviner, the draw for the opponent. They hit a forest. They didn't cast anything last turn, and yeah, you can already see the Kinjali's Sunwing doing work. They are taking effectively 2 more points of damage already from the Kinjali's Sunwing. And now if they play another creature next turn, it enters tapped, and then the Hammerskull just taps down their Ixali's Diviner, and we just get in for super racing damage. Quite a good position to be in. Three mana, tapped Grazing Whiptail. Not good enough, my friend. Not good enough. And Zeal was a wonderful draw there, too. Wow, we are just doing it. I mean, our white is very, very good, so it's not surprising. Opponent down, falls down to 8. We'll play the Inspiring Cleric. It is a vampire, so I can Zeal it to give it +2/+2 in first strike. Opponent on 6 lands now. And look how much work the Sunwing is. Like, normally playing a Colossal Dreadmaw here would be great, would be stabilizing for the opponent, but it enters tapped, and so now I get to tap down their Whiptail. Their only good blockers like the Diviner. Unfriendly Fire is not going to work, because I get to save my creature with a Zeal. And so now opponent is going to be taking minimum 6 damage. As we tap down the Grazing Whiptail here. And if they block like this, I'm more than happy to Slash of Talons after combat damage. Just to get one more blocker off the battlefield. I'm going to play out the creature here. The only card that wrecks me is Star of Extinction. Yeah, that was just a clinic. Putting on a clinic. Let's run it back. Deck's great. Magic's great. Kinjali Sunwing. Great. Game 2 now on the draw. Hand is fine. Again, would love to draw a 2-drop, but definitely not a mulligan. As our opponent leads with Commune with Dinosaurs. Find themselves a forest. And we draw an Emissary of Sunrise. Now remember, Prying Blade, generally not too playable. This was kind of a concession of me going basically mono-white. There's that Diviner again. Draws them a mountain. Did not find a 2-drop. That's okay, we did find a good one. Territorial Hammerskull. Land number 3. And a New Horizons making their Diviner a 1/4. Powerful stuff. Hopefully I don't just get outgunned here as opponents on the play. I didn't really do anything early game, and so now they're just going to start playing larger threats. Five mana in the green-red deck spells trouble. Fire Cannon Blast, alright. Takes care of my Kinjali Sunwing. Good draw. I think we're going to be happy to draw Vampire Zeals. 4 mana, Grazing Whiptail, alright. Not too much of an issue for us as you can just throw the Prying Blade, another Vampire Zeal, throw the Prying Blade on the Paladin. Ooh, if they try to pounce here in response, I get them real good. Oh, baby. So they just pounced their 3/4 to my 3/2, but then I pumped it up in response with Vampire Zeal. So they just 2-for-1 themselves, basically, and now I get a hidden for 6, as well as cast one of my 3-drops out because of the treasure production off of Prying Blade. That was basically the best possible way that turn could have gone for us. Seven mana from opponents. And Thundering Spineback. Yeah, we might be able to race it at this point, though. Is the only thing. Like, I get attack in with everything here. I'll tap down their Spineback. I don't actually mind if they eat my 1/1, as they'll be taking 6 damage. Yep, just let it happen. Get that treasure again, which means we get to go Emissary into Cleric. We don't want that, though. And I think next turn we move the Prying Blade over to the... Actually, no, we don't move the Hammerskull at all. Sorry, the Prying Blade at all. Because the opponent's going to want to block the Hammerskull. Ah, if they don't have a removal spell for it. Fair enough. That's actually a really good draw here. Yep, just sending the whole team in. As with Vampire Zeal, all of my creatures can eat the Thundering Spineback. Holy moly, what a beating. What a major beating. Cannon away. Just basically turns every single card I draw at this point into a shock. And that's not good enough. Opponent is just dead on board. As they'll take minimum 3 from an unblocked creature, and then we get to finish them off with a fire cannon. Bingo, bango, bongo. Round 1, a success. Good draws. Beat some stronger, powerful creatures, but that's the power of this deck. So let's see if we can keep running the table, and we'll see you back for round 2. Which is conveniently right now, so I won't even have to pause. Let's go to round 2. Please? I asked nicely. There it is, alright. Round 2 with our mono white splashing for lightning strike. Ugh. Hand is a little land heavy, but it's definitely a keeper. Again, all we want to ever do is have a 2-drop. If we draw a 2-drop on turn 2, then we should be sitting pretty, since our deck is basically mono 3-drops. Island for opponent. Plains for me. End of turn opt, sure. Blue-green, probably Merfolk, but no plays. And I drew a fire cannon, which I'm just going to run out instead of holding up lightning strike. 2 damage I won't have to pay for later, especially if they just don't play another creature. I would not like to discard a card just yet. Emissary reveals Bishop's Soldier. I think we can do better than a 2/2 for 2, even though it has lifelink. We want to find Hammer Skulls, stuff like that. Okay, Water Trap Weaver. Attack for 2. We're just going to main phase, shoot off their apprentice then. See if they have a dive down. Nope. It's nice. Turning all of our extra lands into shocks versus the Merfolk deck is pretty darn good. Chart a course after attacks. Nice. Always love a good chart a course. And a Sailor of Means. Okay. Discard a plains. Go to attacks. If they block, I'll happily shoot it off with the fire cannon. Yeah, you know what? If not, I'd probably still just shoot off their Weaver anyways. Elaborate Fire Cannon already doing some good work here. I mean, it's cost me 10 mana, but I've killed 2 of their creatures already. Air Elemental. I think we have a game plan for that. So I'm actually not going to untap here. I don't want to discard any of these cards. And then we'll just Judgment away the Air Elemental. Land, Hammer Skull, pass. Do you have another Air Elemental? What is this? Oh my. Indeed. Another Elemental. Okay. Well, we can start racing that, though. That's the nice thing. Discard plains, untap the cannon. Bash in for 5, tapping down the Elemental. If they block, I'll shoot it with the fire cannon. If they don't block, that's great. I just take 5. And I can pass. All right, let's start racing. Attacks me for 5. Post-combat plays a... Oh, boo, that kind of sucks. That is annoying. Alright, so I might have to Lightning Strike plus Fire Cannon their Air Elemental down at this point. I can shoot their Weaver here first. Cobbled Wings. Don't really need that anymore. Let's attack for 2. Yeah, and I think this is the safe play. Do it now in case they have a Crash the Rampart so I don't take more damage on their turn. Yep, they did indeed have a Crash the Ramparts. Called that. So I'm not actually dead in 2 turns though if they don't play anything here. I think we discard the Cobbled Wings, even though we can block, because they still need to find 1 more point of damage. Ah, Dreamcaller Siren will do it. Because they have a Sailor of Means to tap it down. Darn. Close game. Good draw from the opponent there. Very close game. Turns out had I just used the Lightning Strike and the cannon on the Air Elemental to begin with, I was probably in a better position. In fact, maybe that's what I should have done, because I had inevitability with the fire cannon anyways, instead of just trying to race. But the opponent just had multiple tap down effects. They had another Water Trap Weaver, and then they had that Dreamcaller Siren to finish me off. Close one though. Definitely close. Very winnable game. Here's the game plan. Turn 1, Priest of the Awakening Sun. Turn 2, Upkeep, reveal Raptor Companion, gain 2 life, play the Raptor Companion. No, I lied. Turn 1, Priest of the Awakening Sun. Turn 2, reveal any dino, gain 2, play Bishop Shoulder. Turn 3, Maverick Fane, attack, get a lifelinker. GG. GG. That's all you need to do. GG. Play first. Good hand, but no 2-drop. I like how we have our Lightning Strike in basically every opening hand, even though it's our only splash card. Our only non-white card at that. These lack of 2-drops really hurts our curve. And I just want to keep the board clean. I'm going to kill off their Shaper here. And then just curve out from here on out. Or at least attempt to. Shauna's Wayfinder reveals a land. Alright, I basically need no more lands for the rest of the game. Have an answer to one of their air elementals. So they have Dreamcaller Siren, 2 air elementals, a Crash Through, New Horizons, okay. Hopefully they don't have a Pounce. Pounce here to kill my Hammer Skull would make me very sad. Yep, and this attack makes a ton of sense, because remember, they cannot block when I have Hammer Skull, if they don't have another creature anyways. Ooh, that was a lovely draw. Good stuff. Well, now it's going to be very, very hard for them to block. We are just straight in race mode. Shipwreck Looter. And an attack for 3. Okay, well, awkward sequencing is now they don't get to loot. But maybe they're conceding that this game is over already anyways. Ah, they have their pirate or Siren's Pirate or whatever. Siren's Caller. Siren Dreamcaller Siren, whatever it's called. Tap the Hammer Skulls. I'll get to attack in with my 1/1 because this can only block creature with flying. Trade here would be A-okay with me, but If not, we will just gain 1 life. Play out our Emissary. Do I want to slash a Talons? I don't actually think I do. Doesn't really do too much on this board. Alright, opponent opts. We have lethal on the battlefield. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they're going to need to have something here. If they play Air Elemental, we just get a Judgment and then kill them. They could have the 3/3 flash, but we have Vampire Zeal. They could have a bounce effect, I suppose. That was a very good draw, too. All right, let's go to combat. Do you have 2 Dreamcaller Sirens? That would kind of be absurd. Run aground. Okay. That's fine. Tap down the pirate here. Just to for sure kill one of their larger threats. That was actually pretty stupid. No, because then they block my... No, this was right. Then they block my 3/2 with their 2/1, and I use Zeal, and they still have the larger creature. An option I was considering, but I don't think was too good of a play here, was to Vampire Zeal one of their creatures, and then Legion's Judgment it. Alright, Shaper's Apprentice. And pass. We already knew what we were drawing. Let's go to combat. Another run aground, perhaps? Depths of Desire. Okay, that's fine. Opponent still has to double block, or rather block 2 creatures here. So let's Sheltering Light our 3/2, keep it alive. Scry that to the bottom. We're going to gain 1 life here. And we got the Hammer Daddy to follow up. 2 cards left in opponent's hand, 3 after they draw. That Dreamcaller Siren cannot block any of my creatures. Plus I have a tap down effect in that Territorial Hammer Skull, and we are going to go to a game 3. We got ourselves a game 3. Run it back. I was debating bringing in the green for like Crushing Canopy, but that basically does the same thing as Lightning Strike. Although the Canopy does kill Air Elemental, whereas Lightning Strike does not. Maybe that's an option. I can take out the Cobbled Wings too in this matchup. So what if I take out Cobbled Wings Lightning Strike and like 5 forests and go Crushing Canopy plus Drover of the Mighty? Is that crazy? Let's do that instead. I'm going to try that. Opponent showed me enough flyers, and especially with the double Air Elemental, I want to have extra ways to deal with it, because now we have the Legion's Judgment for Elemental plus the Crushing Canopy. Here we are for game 3 of round 2. We are on the draw, and oh my gosh, I think this is a keep. Turn 1 Priest of the Awakening Sun with a Dino already in hand means against blue-green, I'm most likely going to be able to gain 2 life for basically every turn. And I just need to draw 2 lands, and we are going off. I think this is a keep. Slightly risky, but man. Oh, there it is. 1 more land, and we are in golden territories. This Priest is going to legit gain 10, 12 life very easily. Shaper Apprentice, don't even care. Reveal Hammer Skull, gain 2. Okay. Just one more land, one time. If I gotta go Maverick Fane into attack and make a 2/2, so good. Or sorry, make a 1/1, so good. Come on. Okay, Branchwalker reveals Water Trap. They can't even attack with their Apprentice because I have a 1/3 flyer. Land, land, land. Land, land, land. Everybody say land. Think land. Damn it. Never lucky. Alright, play the Fire Cannon out. I'm going to force them to play out their Water Trap this turn. If they want to attack with their Shaper Apprentice. God, we just need to draw one land and we're sitting so pretty. Alright. Reveal. We've gained 6 life now off of this. No, I don't want to discard. Alright, there's a land. So there's actually no point in paying Maverick Fane this turn, because I can't attack with a vampire anyways. So let's lead with the Emissary. Let's bin the Paladin since we don't have 4 lands anyways. And then we'll just pass again. If they play Air Elemental this turn, I will kill it. Okay, New Horizons. Makes their Shaper a 3/2 flyer. I don't know why they would do that. I still can just kill it with the Elaborate Fire Cannon. So this is almost certainly a River Herald's Boon or Crash Through. Force them to use it here. Oh, a Dive Down. I did not expect that. Did not expect that. Reveal that Hammer Skull again. Opponent has 1 card in their hand. And yeah, we are just going to Maverick Fane Town. Start getting 1/1s. That Priest of the Awakening Sun is doing so much gosh darn work. Take 8. Four mana, Grazing Whiptail. Okay, that's annoying. No. Gain 2. Ooh, Vampire Zeal. So let's attack with Maverick. Make a 2/2. Sorry, make a 1/1. I don't know why I keep thinking those are 2/2s. Zeal. Eat their dude. And then I'm just going to main phase Crush their flyer. Alright, block the 3/2 with our free creatures. I'm not going to block the 2/2 as well with my 1/3 because then I get blown out by River Herald's Boon. But this way, I don't mind just trading. And yeah, the opponent scooped! They cannot beat this overwhelming power. Turn 1 Priest of Awakening Sun. I don't know how many... I played on turn 1. This is turn 7, so we gained, what, 12 life off of it? Legit? Wow. Beautiful. And we're off to the finals with this delicious, basically mono-white deck. Alrighty, here we are for the finals with our mono-white Ixalan draft deck. Very similar position to the last game. We're on the draw, and I'm going to go ahead again and keep this, even though it's versus an unknown opponent. Turn 1 Priest of the Awakening Sun with a Dinosaur in hand and a Slash of Talons removal spell, I think is just too good, especially when you have, you know, 2s and 3s in hand already. So let's give this a shot. Reveal Hammer Skull. Did not draw land. But we're not going to play out that Prying Blade, as I would like to just Slash of Talons there. Bishop Soldier here. Woo! Oh no! Opponent's got the curve now. The Maverick Fane. Alright, I need to hit a land here. Otherwise we're going to get overrun. Well, that actually wasn't bad if I wasn't going to hit a land, because now I can block Maverick Fane and eat it with Vampire Zeal. I have to make that play. If they don't have anything, then we get them. If they have something, then sure, I lose, but I've already risked this hand anyways. And so, I gotta risk it again. Sheltering Light. Okay, that doesn't actually kill my dude. It just prevents theirs from dying. Worse things have fallen. Let's Sure, Sky March. Just need to hit a land. Just need to hit a land. All right, there's land number 2. Took 4 draw steps, but we got there. And these are free roll attacks with their other 1/1s because they're just producing a new 1/1 with their Sky March anyways. All right, Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. Going to finish off my Bishop's Soldier. Whiffed on land again, unfortunately. So we'll be taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they get another 1/1. It's actually kind of crazy how much in this game we still are, though, if I just hit one more land for Emissary of Sunrise. Right? I mean, I'm still at 16. Oh, that was a big drain. I'm still at 16, but the Emissary would hold off basically their entire force. So let's see if it can hit a 1/1 counter. Did not, but it's still a 2/1 first strike, which holds off everything but their 3/3s. They might just YOLO attack everything now at this point, though. But again, risk versus reward. I definitely keep this hand on the draw. Take 8. I'm at 4. We'll be dead next turn to an all-out swing. Can I gain life? I can block. Nope, good enough. All right. Yeah, if we just hit a land a little bit sooner, we're in good shape. Kept a risky one. Didn't pay off, unfortunately. Any sideboard here we want? Looming Altasaur, maybe? Some of my creatures are not very good versus them. But I think we're going to run it back. Our deck's quite good. Problem is, I don't know if it's good versus the Go Wide Vampires. Now, admittedly, the opponent had a bunch of tokens because of Maverin Fane and not actual other cards, but hopefully we can get there this time. This is a good hand. Definitely keep it. We just need, again, to draw one land and we're good to go. One land and we are off to races. Skyborn or Duskborn Sky Marcher. Into Desperate Castaways. All right. We did find that land. Beautiful. So let's lead with the Hammer Skull here to get a little bit more aggressive. Take a hit for 1 in the air. Ruin Raider. Oh my gosh. Opponent's deck is spicy. I think we're okay trading away for the Ruin Raider. Wow, they actually blocked. Damn. Didn't think they would. A little bit surprised they did, honestly. Because they saw multiple tricks from us. I will not block your 1/1 flyer with my 2/3. They could have a Zeal of their own. Or a Cutthroat. We saw Cutthroat in the previous game. Another Desperate Castaways and a Duskborn Sky Marcher. And I think we're just going to attack in the air and try to race here. Attach the Cobbled Wings to our Bishop Soldier, bash in for 4. These two creatures don't even attack, so not too concerned about those. Yeah, Sunrise Seeker doesn't do anything either. Again, I think it's just better for us to get in for more damage. Our creatures on the ground don't really do much right now. Let's get in for more damage and make some treasures. Give us that 4th land, basically. Eventually, they're going to have to start chumping with their 1/1s. Yeah, there was that Cutthroat that they almost certainly had in hand earlier. Just going to win with these 2 creatures. In fact, if we go Sunrise here, hit a land, We go Hammer Skull. We can tap down one of their flyers too with an attack off Hammer Skull if we really wanted to. But yeah, they just scooped. Sweet. Wonder what those Desperate Castaways are doing in their deck. All right. Flyers for the win, especially a flyer with lifelink. We are one game away from a 3-0, my friends. Please give Daddy Nummy the 3-0 that he needs. All right. The final game, game 3 of the final round, round 3. We've got a good hand. It's missing a dino, but if we draw a dino off the top, we do get to start gaining life. We have a strike and 2 3-drops. Opponent on black-white vampires. Mulligans to 6. Will they go to 5? Contemplation sets in. Deciding whether to keep a risky hand with a scry. They're on the play, though, so it's even more risky because they don't get to draw that card immediately. Dun, 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 dun. What's it gonna be? All right, they kept their 6. They scry. They went to the bottom. Plains. Do they have a Duskborn? They do. But I have the turn 1 Priest of the Awakening Sun. But no dinosaur. Swamp. They had it. Into a Bishop Soldier, my friends. Attack for 1. No dino to reveal. Unfortunate. Cobbled Wings the draw. I know if I Lightning Strike that, I'm going to be real sad if they play a Maverin Fane, so I'm just going to Cobble the Wings and pass here. I think I have time to play it a little bit safer. Alright, Prying Blade of their own, bash me for 4. They get a treasure. I still don't have a dino. There's a dino, but we don't want to play it here yet. I actually want to play out the Emissary of Sunrise and hope it hits as a 3-2. Nice. And do we want a 1-3 flyer? I don't think so. Because now the 3-2 can block their 3-2, even if they want to pump it with the Sky Marcher. Yep, then just move the blade over. Hit me for 2, get a treasure. I get to reveal Sunwing now. Ooh, nice. We drew another dino for the turn. So let's move Cobbled Wings over. Attack for 1 in the air. And then play out the Sunwing. Because now we can just start revealing Hammer Skull to our Priest of the Awakening Sun. Another Skyborn. Reveal Hammer Skull. So they can double pump. Should be alright though, we can bash in for 5 here. Only have 1 card left in their hand. Alright. Cleric, land, pass. Block. Pump once. If they pump again, we strike. Strike them down. Alright, we'll just do it. Hopefully they don't have a Zeal. They did not. Perfect. And now I don't have to worry about life gain anymore, so we're just going to start attacking with everything. Deathless Ancient, sure. Yeah, let's just play out our creatures. Bash for 1,000,000. I think we're going to get it, friends. Opponents at 7 on the top deck. They find a Paladin, but their creatures enter tapped. Not good enough. Not good enough, my friend. And that should almost certainly shore it up. Attack all. Tap down the flyer. I think they're just dead on board. Anyways, they block the 2/3 power creatures, take 7. And that is a wonderful 3-0. Feels good, man. Feels good. Pass priority. Pass priority. 0, 3-0. That's a trophy. That, my friends, is how you do it. Look at this deck. 3 Territorial Hammerskull, 2 Emissary of Sunrise, Mavrin Fane, Kinjali Sunwing did a ton of work. Double Vampire Zeal did a ton of work. Priest of the Awakening Sun did a ton of work. Again, don't sleep on this card. If you're playing any kind of Dino deck, I think Priest is just amazing. Lightning Strike showed up a lot of the time as well and did a great job, but that was a great little 3-0. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, you can watch all of my other content over at twitch.tv/NumotTheNummy. You can check numotgaming.com. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time. Take it easy.